From the humble beginning on August 25th, 1966, Malawi saw the first locally produced sugar from Sugar Corporation of Malawi, Sukoma Factory in Njalo. It's been a long journey, and 50 years on, we at Illovo pride ourselves of continuing to contribute positively to the economy of the country and to communities of Njalo and Duangwa. Hard work, endurance, and teamwork have seen us succeed in all aspects of sugar production in Malawi. Cane trails were started in 1949 at Alumenda, south of Njalo Estate, by Booker McConnell and Company Limited and the Nyasaland government. These trials were abandoned in 1952 in spite of very promising results. In 1963, the then Prime Minister of Malawi, Dr. Hastings Kamuzu Banda, invited Mr. R.W. Rowland, Chief Executive of Lonero, to look into the creation of a sugar industry in the country. A formal agreement for the establishment of a sugar industry was signed in June 1965. 3,500 tons of Malawi sugar was produced by end of August 1966. With the availability of a local source of sugar, consumption increased rapidly to 21,775 tons by 1968-1969. Having satisfied the local consumption, it was Malawi's wish to be an exporter of sugar. Malawi started exporting sugar in 1972. We now take a journey to Njalo Estate to appreciate the growth that has taken place over the years. Njalo Sugar Estate has over the years continuously grown in all spheres. As the estate depends on irrigation for its cane production, the water intake had to meet the required pump to feed the ever-growing area under cane. The ever-growing area under cane meant acquiring modern irrigation equipment. And this growth, which has seen Njalo having 13,613 hectares under cane, meant more and more people finding employment.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the launch of the sugar industry in Malawi, which in itself is a major milestone for Malawi. Sugar has stood the test of time as a product and continues to contribute to the economy and, equally importantly, to the surrounding communities of Njalo and Duangwa. The industry provides jobs for some 11,000 people directly and indirectly benefits a reported 250,000 people who are either associated with the industry, provide services, or make use of the facilities provided by Illovo for the community.
At Illovo, we believe that our growth is also the growth of companies that work with us. Farming and engineering is one of the companies that provide field services in terms of land clearing and chemical application to cane fields. Unitrans Malawi provides haulage services to Illovo. The increase in area under cane also meant growth in sugar production, hence the need for modern equipment. The evolution is visible in the factory, from safety of employees and visitors, packaging, warehousing, and delivery of our products. Today, Njalo Estate has the capacity to produce 188,000 tons of sugar per annum. But what have been the notable developments over the years? Ken Tembo is General Manager at Njalo Estate.
The processes have been computerized over the years, and so we have seen technology play a very important role since the early days of sugar manufacturing, where they probably used oxen and horses and so on. Now we're using a sophisticated equipment with distributed control systems and computerized control of operations. So we can crush faster and we can recover more sugar out of the same amount of cane. So the biggest thing is really the increased use of technology over the years. But other than that, the way we make sugar, it's almost like salt. Not much has changed in terms of the actual sucrose. You must remember, sugar is actually not made in the factory. Sugar is made in the field, and in the factory all we do is take it out of the plant into the packets and containers that you see on shelves.
Employee satisfaction has been key in our operations, and we believe in retaining staff at all levels.
Ine ndinayamba ntchito 1974 pa 12 February. Kuyambira nthawi imeneyo pamene ndimafika, kampani inali yaying'ono, inali ndi minda yochepa. Tinafikira area 2 kumene tinagwirako ntchito ngati nene labor. Kenaka ndachita apply nthawi imeneyo kuti inali sikoma, inali administration dispatch, ndipo tinapeza mwayi kuti ndayamba ntchito ku dispatch ngati dispatch clerk. Chokera pamenepo kufikira ku tsiku la lero ine ndile dispatch clerk. Koma ndaona kusintha kwakulu kuyambira 1974. Minda ya mizimbe inali yochepa, ngakhale system ya kathiridwe ka mizimbe ndi lero nzosiyana. Kusintha kwakulu kudaonekera pamene Illovo tsopano itakhazikika, kunena kuti ngakhale factory inakula, komanso ngakhale minda ya mizimbe inakula, kuti panopo estate ndi yayikulu kwambiri.
Women too have been part of our growth.
Ndinayamba ntchito pa 20 March 1989. Panopa Illovo sikusiyanitsa nzibambo kapena nzimayi, onse amagwira ntchito zotani, amagwira ntchito zofanana. Tikanena kuti kumundaku kuliso kunasinthika, panopa Illovo akulemba anthu ambirimbiri moti nchalo yatukuka.
Ken Tembo was the first Malawian engineering manager, the first Malawian factory manager, the first Malawian general manager, and the first Malawian executive director for Illovo in Malawi. What's the feeling of being first?
It's been a good feeling as well, but obviously the confidence that the owners of the company they have put in me has always been a driving force. But it also comes with pressures. So everybody looks up to you and say, let's see what he can do. But I'm happy to say that I've been successful at all levels. That's why today I'm speaking to you as general manager, the first general manager, Malawian general manager. And I was also the first local executive director for Illovo Sugar, Malawi.
The company's growth has seen a boom in businesses surrounding the estates. The trading centers are full of life, with all major banks providing banking services to Illovo staff and surrounding communities. Pata Sugarcane Outgrowers Cooperative is one of the outgrowers that are investing heavily in sugarcane production because they have a ready market at Illovo. Pata Sugarcane Outgrowers Cooperative currently has 296.1 hectares under cane and still expanding. Illovo Malawi has a strong corporate social responsibility agenda. As an agricultural-based business, it operates in rural areas with generally high levels of poverty. Infrastructure, normally provided by national government, is lacking, and therefore the group provides healthcare, housing, utilities such as electricity and water, and schooling assistance to its employees and their dependents. It is estimated that over 70,000 people live on the group's premises at Dwangwa and in Jalo at the peak of the sugar milling season. Part of the group's strategic intent is to be welcomed in the communities in which it operates because of what it does how well it does it, and be accepted as a progressive company by all communities, and also to be cognizant of the rural locations of its operations and the impact that it has on job creation and poverty alleviation in such areas.
Ndi chinthu chamtengo wapatali kwambiri chifukwa chakuti pamene company ikuchita celebrate kuti papita zaka 50 ili kuchita operate mu Malawi makamaka pano kunchalo kudera lino. Kwa ife anthu amene takhala ozungulira company iyi tiyenera kukhala onyadira chifukwa tikukhala ngati tikaona kumbuyo ndi kutsogolo kumene company yachoka ndi kumene company ili kupita. Ambiri mwina amaganiza zoti sizingatheke kuti company ingakhale pano zaka zambiri zonse zimene zakhalira, koma isachitika malinga ndi mgwirizano umene ulipo pakati pa ifeyo anthu ndi company nditu ife tiyenera kukhala onyadira kuti company timayitenga ngati mwana wathu, takhala naye zaka 50 years ali kuchita operate kuno kudera kwathu, wapanga zambiri komanso mkati mwa company yomweyi kwabwera ma smallholder estates mongatekeze kukasinthula Ken Growers imene ili kulima mizimbe imagulisa ku Illovo komweku, uku kuli Alumenda, kwina kuli Kaombe, apa pali Sunrise. Zonsezi zikulakulidwazi zachoka zamba kugwira ntchito chifukwa chakuti pali factory ya mizimbe imene ili Illovo. Kupanda zimene zizo ndikuti mwina mwake mwayi ukadavuta kuti anthu aja ulimi umene wafikire chifukwa chokuti ngakhale akanati alime nanga mizimbe yawo kanakagulisa kuti.
Both estates provide healthcare and infrastructural services to not only its own employees and their dependents, but also to the border communities in which they operate.
The health of the nation is important to Illovo, and besides the obvious benefit of energy from sugar, Illovo has undertaken to fortify domestic sugar with vitamin A, so to further promote good health to the nation at large. On a more local level, Illovo provide and are proud that the sugar estate clinics treat some 25,000 people each month as a contribution to the welfare of our local communities.
In terms of social responsibility, various projects are sponsored and supported by the company in an attempt to uplift living standards and the general well-being of the people. There are more than 13,000 pupils attending state schools, which receive comprehensive support from the company, including, in some cases, the payment of teachers' wages and the provision of desks and learning materials, such as computers. Poor sanitation, water and hygiene have many other serious repercussions. Children, and particularly girls, are denied their right to education because they are forced to spend large parts of their day fetching water. It is in this vein that Illovo have donated free water to some surrounding communities. Maize has been grown by the company over the years and distributed to vulnerable communities, including the elderly and orphans. The drought this season has seen Illovo partnering with the government of Malawi to grow over 270 hectares of maize. Equipment is also donated to community policing groups in areas surrounding the estate in a further attempt to improve general community security, and the program to provide technical and other support to outgrowers and communities is ongoing.
Pakati pa nchalo polisi ndi Illovo pali ubale waukulu kwambiri. Illovo ikuchita zinthu zasikulu, ndipo it's not only the police komano imathandiza mbali zosiyanasiyana. Monga kuno kunchalo polisi timagwira nawo ntchito limodzi ife ya polisi pothandiza pomanga anthu amene akuononga katundu wa kampani, komanso Illovo potithandiza zinthu zimene tikugwirisira ntchito. Yatipasapo galimoto imene ili Toyota Hilux, yatithandiza mnjira zambiri, yatipangisa kukhala ntchito yathu kupepuka pomapanga mapatrol ma area ya Illovo. Illovo ndi yayikulu kwambiri ndiye ndi galimoto imodzi ya boma imene tili nayo zimativuta kuti ife ntchito yathu tigwire bwino. Illovo yatipatsanso nyumba victim support unit imene inatimangira, imene the community ikugwiritsa ntchito. Kumakhala kukambirana za nkhanza za mabanja, tikakumana ndi vuto la galimoto tikapempha Illovo amatha kutikonzera galimoto mwaulere. Komanso nthawi zina tikasowa mafuta Illovo amatha kutipatsa, ndipo timapanga mapatrols kuzungulira Illovo komanso mamidzi ozungulira Illovo.
As a commercial business, Illovo recognizes the importance of understanding the market environment in which it operates and remaining customer-focused by understanding the customers that it serves. It is in this vein that in the past 50 years, Illovo has become more involved with not just those that resell its products, but also with the consumers themselves.
When I look back, it's been an exciting journey. From the time where sugar distribution was highly controlled by politicians, Illovo came in, centralized the system, and opened up to several distributors. Now we have a lot of Malawians participating in the distribution of sugar. And over the years, we've grown the market to, at one stage, over 200,000 tons of sugars that we've been selling locally. We've been exporting a lot of sugar to Europe and the EU, making revenue for this country, forex-wise, but our breadbasket has been the domestic market.
At Illovo, we make sure that our sugar reaches every corner of Malawi. The company's growth necessitated the expansion of our warehouse, as well so that more sugar is distributed at each given time. Distribution trucks load 24 hours a day. This has made our presence visible in every shop and home countrywide. 50 years on and still counting, as Illovo, we will strive to remain the market leader of the highest quality sugar in Malawi, despite some challenges.
Sugar pricing in the last 24 months has been one of the most recent challenges, where our export markets have been depressed. And so we have seen illegal imports of sugar, probably one of the biggest challenges that we faced in recent times.
We're now facing challenges now. We're facing affordability challenges. People don't have enough money in their pockets. The disposable income is declining, and the market is now shrinking. Just last year we sold about 130,000 tons. So it's not all rosy. But I must say, in the 50 years that we've been servicing this market, we are glad that though we've had logistic challenges, we've been subsidizing the cost of sugar to the remote areas, and we've maintained the national uniform price of sugar.
Some of the challenges are unavoidable, like floods, which frequently affect the lower Shire, and the recent locust attack to our fields at Njalo Estate. We'll continue to contribute positively to the economy of the country and the well-being of surrounding communities. Seke Seke, the same superior taste Malawi has known for the past 50 years. Get that most required energy, mphamvu, and move on with life. Together, we have made it this far. We are a winning team.